You guys remember the golden years, ranging from like the dawn of man to 2017, back when ASMR was still thought of by 99% of people as this weird thing that you were kind of a pervert for enjoying? Maybe back then the comment sections existed in perfect harmony, finding camaraderie in their shared exile from polite society. Like, when you're on everyone's favorite black and orange website and you're enjoying some nice foot-oriented content, and you glance at those comments, sad as they might be, at least everyone is on the same page. There are no pretensions, no rigorous debates written out with the syntax of a chromosome-heavy 5th grader, just a big pack of chads humming in unison. But once the trend picked up steam and was allowed to see the sun, people from all walks of life strutted over and started exercising their abominable free speech. Pretty quickly, the divisions were sown, and now every Tingle enjoyer must align with a set war camp. Most prominently, you've got the simps, determined to let every young lady know that they're a queen who's welcome to step on them whenever they see fit. The anti-simps, naturally acting as their countermeasure, belittling simp efforts and striving to instate some professionalism throughout the comments. You got the agitators, who just generally want to stir the pot and be a dick to whoever seems like an easy target. The white knights, who focus on defending content creators or battle-battered simps from the cold and calculating advances of the anti-simps or agitators. And you got the almost normal people just caught in the crossfire. Let's take a trip down to the front line and have a look. Alright, Chandler's coming in with the heavy flattery, quote, "Whoever sculpted Amy's face was a real artist." That's nice. Look, she even hearted it. Wholesome stuff. CCL agrees and gets right down to analyzing. But what's this? Boys isn't having it. He's not too hostile, but he's taken a strong anti-simp stance. Meanwhile, Asher's trying to wrap his brain around who exactly is crafting the faces here. Chandler briefly considers the question as well before he and Anna Pinto step on the gas, ram full speed against Boys' assault on their culture. Then everyone continues to tell each other what God is up to, and it seems like the anti-simp has lost this round. Then, out of nowhere, agitator reinforcements arrive and deploy the weaponized autism. Quote, "Okay, Jew." Chandler's thrown for a bit of a spin and has to inquire about the enemy's tactics, so Troll fills him in, saying, "As to the Palestinian children they genocide." Alright, Daniel's a touch confused, but Mr. Banerjee here isn't too concerned, just wants to let everyone know that it was actually Zeus who built Amy's face. Fascinating. Finally, Chandler cuts back with the voice of reason and closes this out for good, quote, "I don't think all Jews do that." This time around, we're going to wrestle with the philosophies of our warring tribes. My man Alex just wants to let everyone know that he was role-playing very hard, and he found this NPC rather enticing. Again, she's flattered, and all is right with the world. The first few commenters are all on the same page, and it's revealed that Alex's long-lost cousin is also a bit lonely, and they're going to have a good bonding moment over it. You'll love to see it. Chandler's back as well with a concise, "Most of us was." Then Shy Guy Lord enters the fray, and this might initially seem like shots fired, but I think it's actually a man in the middle of internal crisis, questioning everything he thought he understood. Are they simps, or am I the problem? Luckily, Alex is back to take mercy and clarify for him. Quote, "No simps here. Real simps," a bit of a Freudian slip there, "offer money with the only hope to get a hello back from someone and act completely desperate for attention." And it was my hope that everyone might walk away from this with a purer understanding and live on in harmony, but peace was never an option. Crispy Rice swings hard on Alex, while the good doctor comes in with his earth-shattering diagnosis for Shy Guy. Finally, the fellow fleet is skeptical of this entire thing, and the impacts of these altercations would be consequential. A little further down the comment section, Serefki, a once stoic anti-simp, has begun to lose his bearing. Now I can only assume that our man Rob here is a lead coordinator over at Simp headquarters, and he's got some new ideas to strengthen their footing in the region. Now this is an inherently creepy thing to say about another human being, no matter how well you know them. Like if my wife of 30 years hit me with this shit, I think I'd need to go for a little drive. but it's also ultimately harmless. So far, everyone's actually really digging the plan, and it looks like all we'll need is some wax and a little legwork. Cathy chimes in with a slight alternative suggestion, stating that Aaron should instead be turned into essential oils, because those of us who are not hypersensitive would buy it. I'm not sure if she means sensitive to fucking oil or sensitive to YouTubers shilling bad products, but I guess that's ultimately irrelevant. Rob is predictably enthusiastic about this as well. As long as he gets to inhale the woman's vibes, he doesn't care. And we're still on track. Sean tries to stand as a one-man army against this rally of heathens, but he's pretty drowned out at this point. And good lord, they just keep going. There's some decent scent ideas here, I suppose. Finally, Hawk has had enough of this, and he lays them all to waste with a classic calm down and get some sleep. Just kidding. The masses weren't affected at all, and Hawk himself was later spotted getting in on the fun. Just across the pond, Miss Dyke has been role-playing and crafting a great little love story for her favorite characters. Wholesome. And then, wait a minute. Okay, adoption. Not sure if that's how irony works. Trans pirates. Bone marrow. Okay. I think I better leave this one alone. Next, Fairy Char comes in to spread some kind words, and here we get to see a skilled agitator at work. Daniel crashes in with, quote, "It's a YouTube ASMR video. That's hardly art, lol." Eliana and RV are scrambling to discredit him and show him the error of his ways, but he's already long returned to the shadows, hunting for another conversation to intrude upon. Classic. And now we turn to a more subtle case of agitation. Now, to most normal people, it might seem like Allison just wants to throw out a fun suggestion to glorify her ASMR queen, but if you look closely, you'll notice she pulled out the V word. She knew what this would bring. Before long, Melissa storms in and drops an entire, probably not peer-reviewed study on these motherfuckers. Grant quickly dismantles her case by pointing out that it doesn't count because it's a YouTube comment. Brilliant move. And Andy is even less open to consideration. Once Sardine and Casey the biochemist pile on as well, starts to seem like Melissa's movement might be crushed under heel before it ever rolls. But what's this? Hiker Girl, Math, Anne, and Jason have arrived in her defense, and in one fell swoop they've laid claim to the moral high ground. This is going to be a battle for the ages. We've got just about a fair fight on our hands at this point, so Mr. Joad offers a rally cry in support of his vaccinated allies. Quote, "I'm so sorry the anti-vax freaks have descended on your comments. BabbleBrookCon will definitely have a vaccine requirement." I'm sure the autism ratio will be very high either way, Joad. I wouldn't worry about it. Dumb joke. Anyway. And don't fucking dare apologize to her, Joad, alright? She knows what she did. She knew there'd be a Melissa out there that couldn't contain herself and would jump right into the trap. She's like the fucking Makarov of YouTube commenters. Anyway, everyone kind of carries on with trying to sound as smart as possible. Alexi rises to the top of the pack by pointing out that he actually knows a doctor in real life and everything, and could even be one himself one day. It's all getting a bit repetitive until, out of nowhere, Daniel has finished his art class and, with all the gusto of a monologuing anime character, takes vocal aim at Alexi. Alexi is quick to punch back by pointing out that not only is he almost halfway to being a doctor, but he's also been sick before. This guy doesn't miss, I'll tell you what. And Daniel's back on him, but we're so deep into semantic circles, it's almost starting to feel like this is a waste of time or something. Huh. Yeah, we gotta get out of here. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, that was fucking awful. Let's look at anything else. Here we go. Joe here is caught up in the amazing fantasy of a world where women are capable of being eloquent, competent, gorgeous, and in charge of something, all at the same time. What a world it would be, Joe. God damn it. Starcrossing and Victoria are gonna go into fucking pleasure convulsions if Joe says another word. But like clockwork, Daniel's here to mow them all down. James tries to reach a compromise with the mighty agitator, suggesting that they label Aaron as beautiful rather than gorgeous. But he should have known that Daniel isn't interested in any such treaty. You got him again, stud. And I think that's all we'll look at for today. Thanks for hanging out. If you've seen the content from this channel before, you probably know this isn't the usual kind of output, but it sounded like fun. If you have any suggestions for future content, I am more than happy to hear about them and discuss it in the comments. If you wanted to like the video or even subscribe, I'd appreciate that a ton too. Alright, have a good one, Kings.